Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time. I miss you so much.
Look at the light, Daddy.
You did it, little one. You did.
Tell me a story, Daddy.
Do you want a story? I'll tell you a story. There once was a small farm in a small valley. On that small farm was a small field. On that small field, a small house stood. In that small house, there lived a small girl. In the spring, when the fields began to bloom and the crops began to grow, the small girl would gather together the prettiest flowers and the ripest vegetables and place them into her little woven basket. Once her basket was full, she would head off into the woods which surrounded the farm. The little girl loved all the animals that lived in the woods, and every day would go to visit them and give them whatever she had in her basket. She would call out to the animals, and they would all gather around to greet her, each in their own unique way. The big strong bear would growl a mighty roar, and the rabbit, with its long ears, would stomp its foot very fast in the ground and make a big thump. The birds in the trees would sing, tweet, tweet, and the fox in its regal way would bow, but always remain silent. The small girl would give the animals the gifts from her basket and spend the afternoon in their company. The animals were always thankful to the little girl for thinking of them and bringing them such wonderful gifts. The little girl was just happy knowing that her friends had enough to eat and that they knew she cared for them.
But why can't I go out with my friends? All their parents are letting them go. All we're gonna do is hang out at the mall, do a little shopping. I can just buy dinner at the food court. I don't see why this is a big deal.
I'm sorry, little one. I told you that I would be cooking tonight. I don't really care what other parents are doing or not doing. You and I will have a nice meal tonight. And after, maybe you will join your friends.
But Dad, come on. I don't want to be the only one not going.
I'm sorry.
This isn't fair. I never get to do anything I want. You know what? I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry.
Enough. Go wash up. Dinner will be ready soon.
No!
Sarah, go to your room now. One day on her way to the woods, she was stopped by a coyote whom she'd never seen before. The coyote looked at the small girl and told her how tired she looked and how she really should take a moment or two to rest. The small girl told the coyote that she had to get going because she needed to bring these gifts to the animals in the woods, or they might go without. The coyote thought long and hard about this and then said that he could do her a favor and take the basket to the animals for her. The small girl was unsure about this, but the coyote pulled a large coin from behind his ear and told the little girl that they would play a game. He would flip the coin in the air, and if it landed with the face side up, she would win, and he would be happy to take the basket from her and deliver it to her animal friends. The small girl was unsure of this, but the coyote took the coin and flipped it into the air. Before she knew it, the coin had landed. She had won, and the basket was off into the woods without her. Day after day, the gruff coyote would stop the little girl before she entered the woods and again propose the game. No, it's okay. I understand.
Sorry, Dad. I really wish I could make it, but I have this really big file that my boss wants me to complete. They want to see something by tomorrow.
No problem, I understand.
We'll do dinner another time?
Of course.
Love you, Dad.
I love you too. On the last day of spring, having just lost her basket to the coyote, the little girl decided to enter the woods anyway and go visit her friends. When she called out, the rabbit quickly appeared and began to cry. Why? The rabbit asked. Had the little girl stopped bringing her gifts? The rabbit was hungry and thin. The little girl then realized that the coyote had not been bringing the baskets to the animals. The little girl could not leave the bunny without giving her something. She searched her pocket and found a few small carrots, which she gave to the rabbit. Next, the birds came, and again the little girl was asked why. The little girl was very sad because she loved the birds so much and did not want them to think that she was angry with them. She undid her ribbons in her hair and gave them to the birds so that the birds could use them for their nests. As she walked further into the woods, she came across the fox and the bear. They were fighting one another. They turned to her, and the bear roared at the little girl. Why have you stopped being kind to us? We're now so hungry. We have to fight one another for food. Knowing she didn't have anything left to give them, she turned out her pockets and said to the bear and the fox, I do not have anything left to give you other than my body, which is yours to take if you need it. They asked the little girl, why would you sacrifice yourself to feed us? The little girl replied, that is what I am here for, to give freely and not to receive.
Wow, Mom, look at all the lights.
They are beautiful.
Mommy, will you tell me a story?
Well, there's a story your grandfather used to tell me when I was your age. There once was a small farm in a small valley.